fish, so it's quite a big deal.
So what do you think it is, or
well, we
diagnosed? Or?
No, it hasn't yet. We sent fish off for testing as soon as we could. The first mortalities were on last Thursday. There were 2 dead fish, and we had fish sent for live testing up to the Marine Institute in Galway. They deal with all the fish health stuff in the country.
So obviously you've been speaking to veterinarians and experts in this field.
Yeah.
And what's the thought on it?
No, there's no thought at the moment. Awaiting test results. Whatever it is pretty lethal though. I've never seen anything like this in the country ever. I mean, in any lake ever, there's never been anything like this.
It's fairly sudden, is it? How long?
Very sudden. I mean, within less than a week, the fish went from being healthy and anglers catching them, and them acting completely normally, to being all
like
dead
a
almost.
biblical plague.
Effluent,
of sorts.
Effluent or something going into this, something.
Well, we don't know. I mean, we don't know until the test results come back, really. But I mean, we thought it was water quality at first. The loch hasn't got exactly good water quality. It's been deteriorating for a long time. We'll touch on that later, maybe, but. We don't know. I have obviously suspicions as a fish biologist and whatever. I have suspicions on what it is, but we have to wait until the test results come back, unfortunately, which means we have to watch fish die, and we can't do anything to stop it.
So when do
because we don't know what it is.
When do we think we're going to
hopefully by the end of this week.
Okay.
Hopefully, the Marine Institute are doing their tests as quickly as they can. They just take as long as they take.
And what's the procedure when something like this happens?
Oh, well, that's the question. Yeah, I mean, it's happened in the UK a good bit, and in mainland Europe it happens.
So how do you fix the problem?
Well, that is the question. There's a lot of stuff we'll need sorting out after this. I mean, there's an entire lake that's. I mean, it could be a public health hazard as well. This is the problem. We don't know what it is.
And are the swans affected?
Not yet that we've noticed. There's been a couple of dead juvenile birds. I think maybe goslings. I don't know yet. But it would seem to be only affecting the carp. But like I said, it could be a health hazard, and of course now, it's a massive can of worms that's been opened now, because we've got a really large stock of carp that not only very valuable in recreational value for the whole country, not just for Cork, but for the entire country comes to Cork to fish for those fish. So it brings in huge money to the local economy, but it also has implications. Now imagine you have hundreds and hundreds of large fish that are literally 2 foot long or 3 foot long. And you take them out. They're there one day and they're gone the next. So now we don't know what's going to happen to the water quality of the lake.
Yeah, are they feed for some of the birds that are there, like with the birds feeding off of them?
Yeah, the juvenile carp would be. They eat the small ones.
If they eat them and they're that way, they could contact us.
Possibly.
It's very worrying, isn't it?
Possibly, yeah. And like I said, now we're worried what will happen in the lake without the carp. Will we have even worse water quality than we have before? Will it become a public health hazard? Will kids and dogs be getting sick? And God forbid anything worse happens.
The important thing is that the story is out there. People know that.
Obviously angling.
Environmental health have been on it. Cork City Council has been on it. You've met with them today.
Yeah. They've sent water samples away.
Well, hopefully we'll get to the bottom of this fairly quick.
Hopefully, I just hope it's not as serious as we're kind of fearing it might be.
Yeah, it's quite frightening when you hear stories like that.
Indeed, yeah.
It's an awful story, and I hope it's rectified fairly quick. To say the least. Bill, thanks for coming in and joining us and telling us about the situation.
My pleasure.
What's the advice from anglers at the moment?
Oh well, obviously
avoid
absolutely straight away. We said, right, no fishing, just stop. That's kind of transcended now to the rest of the country. The worrying thing is, I mostly want to talk about the loch, but this has spread to another nearby lake down Cove, a private carp fishery down there. The effects aren't as bad. We think maybe because the water quality there is a lot better than it is in Cork Loch. Because the loch.
But how does it spread? How does it spread from the loch?
This is the question, because we don't know what it is. It could have been birds. It could have been anglers.
Okay.
We don't know.
So it could be just
dirty
fishing gear, or
it could be.
Okay.
It could be a biosecurity issue. But again, yet another worry now is that it spreads to elsewhere in the country and it starts affecting fisheries that are people's livelihoods.
Kind of sounds like the knotweed problem all over again, in a different way, doesn't it? It's frightening, and I hope they're able to rectify this fairly quickly. And please keep us updated on the show, please.
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah, I'd love that. Wow, what a horrible story.
Absolutely.
After the weekend, we've had the Ed Sheeran weekend. How did we get on, lads? Myles?
I thought it was great.
Did you go down to it?
I did. I went down with my daughter on Sunday night. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. From the way it was even managed, security, everything, no queuing, toilets free roaming, no issues. Ed Sheeran was on fire. I personally appreciated his performance because he's using this loop machine.
A what machine?
A loop station. So basically you play yourself into it, it plays you back. So say you, right, and it plays that beat back, then you play a guitar to it, and then you add and you build the song on your own. And I bought one, and I had a couple of hours off it, and I've never looked at it since because I was all over the shop.
So you're re-inspired again, are you?
Oh well, I would like. I saw a comment on Facebook. He was been slated for this beat pedal and all this stuff. If I could like to see, I like go up there and do that in front of 40,000 people. One split, 1 second out, one fraction, and the song's all over because you're out of time. And he nailed it for the 2 hours non-stop. I thought he tried he was interacting as much as he could, but he had to keep going back to the loop station to keep the songs going, and I just thought he was phenomenal. I did anyway. I really, one man to do that. I see Guns N' Roses in Wembley, or not Wembley, the Olympic Stadium last year, and like there was 5 of them plus 2 backups as well, like, and they played for 3 hours and a quarter, like. So like I was thinking to myself, well, if they did that and he's doing this on his own, like, then
it's amazing how criticism, how you look at Facebook is so great to criticise people. I've often been the subject myself of it, but I didn't mean it's usually you actually who's sending all those nasty texts. No, but you know,
Myles Gaffney say.
But no, you know, Facebook can be a great thing. It can be a fantastic thing, and you know, we were talking about this earlier, actually, Pete, that it is a brilliant thing because you can interact with people, you can talk to people from the United States, Australia, you can get information very quick. It's costing you virtually nothing compared to what you pay for a transatlantic call back in the day. But it can be vicious as well. People have been there's been 90% have been really good comments about Sharon though on the weekend and how things are organised. But you know, it always amazes me how those who can't perform criticise the most. You know.
Well, I found.
Do you get much criticism yourself?
Yeah, I found in Cork, right, the most dangerous people in music are the people who don't sing, don't play, and don't write. They seem to be the most vocal of them all.
And they're also the most knowledgeable.
They come under exactly the same.
It comes under the banner opinion. It's my opinion. You know, it comes under that banner. So basically,
which has no value.
The knife in your back is my opinion. But I operate my own all the time, and I have my own little crew.
But yeah, you've been very, very successful. Like the Christy Moore connection and all the folk connection that you have, the writing music, the nominations, the whole lot. What's next for you?
Well, as I said, I'm thinking about going back to work. So if there's anyone watching this that wants to employ Myles Gaffney, give me a shout. No,
I wholeheartedly recommend it.
I think about going back because just working during the week because I'm not thinking, I know I am. Just because what's happening is I have different opportunities to play support to bigger artists and stuff, and I can roam a bit more. I have gigs in New York and in Boston, and I was asked to go to Sydney, and I'm committed to a lot of Cork gigs, a lot of Cork bass gigs, and
you've a young family as well.
I have 4 kids, and I'm tied in Cork to earn a living. So if I go back during the week, then the weekend I'm missing a lot of time with my kids. You know, rocking out of bed of a Sunday at 2 o'clock wrecked, and then have to go back out again after your dinner. The day is gone, and it's not fair on them.
Yeah, and it's tough for kids. Pete, you've done all that. You've travelled America, you've travelled Germany, Australia as well, I think. And you've done the big travel around the world performing, haven't you?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, that was the job, and there was paying the mortgage, you know. They just getting back to something, we were in discussion there a while ago. I used backing tracks at one stage, and backing tracks take no prisoners. You know, to walk into a backing track, some fella says, how's it going? How's it going? You're gone. It's gone.
Yeah, your timing has to be bang on.
It's gone. Yeah. It's gone, like, you know. So I know exactly what he's saying there, like, you know, I wore that T-shirt, you know what I mean?
But you've come away now from the backing tracks now, haven't you? You were the keyboards and the whole lot.
The keyboard, like, is, you know, there's bass and drums and everything in it, like the keyboard. I had a 4-piece sound. Well, I still have it, like, you know. But this was I had a lot of things going through my mind when I had to do what I had to do because, as I said, paying the mortgage, like. And it's funny, like, but I wanted to start off with on a guitar. But there was 4 of us there. We were the Reptiles, way back. And so anyway, I ended up playing the bass. I didn't even know how to play the bass. So I had all these things going through the years, like, and I said, I had a lot of things I want to do.
Can I ask you a question? The Reptiles was the name of the band. What kind of band? What kind of a band were you?
Well, we were better drinkers. We used to be inside in the old 7 and we used to be drinking bottles of Celebration. 2 bottles and you're gone, like, you know what I mean?
Never heard of Celebration.
Oh yeah. Well, there's black and white shots on the internet, but we were a crazy group, I tell you.
The Reptiles.
Reptiles.
And was that a Cork band?
Oh yeah, 4-piece, like,
okay.
4-piece, yeah. But we were a crazy band, like. But you were all crazy then. So I had all these things I wanted to do, bucket list and all that. And so I'm delighted at this stage of my life. I've written 3 books. And I've written 3 books of short stories and poetry, and I'm doing my own songs now. It's like, you know, I done a showcase there 2 weeks ago up in the Friary, and I know they were all like-minded people there. I done 10 of my own songs, and it was finished. I said, yeah, you know, no money or nothing, like, but just. The feeling.
I got the same satisfaction Thursday night from the Barrels and Clonakilty, and they'd supported John Spillane.
Yeah.
And when I came off the stage, everybody approached me, wanted to know where could they see me again, where could I get the songs. And when I got home back up the road, the Facebook like page had gone up, shot up.
Yeah.
And like I said to myself, that's where I need to be.
Yeah.
You know, like, am I going to be a people pleaser inside in the pub?
Your
Even
own
though you
identity.
can play the Eagles, you can play this and Slip. I always get away with Keane and all the Cork-based songs. Or am I going to bite the bullet and just take the support slots up the country, regardless of financial reward? Just what you said. The self-satisfaction of coming out of that gig and all the clapping and, geez, I related to that song. Oh, that song you wrote. Oh, I love that one, and where can I hear it again? I said to myself, this is where I need to be.
Yeah.
These are the clubs where we need to play, to spread the music. I know we have the internet, but to deliver the performance and the passion to an audience is what I'm going for.
I have a saying now, I just want to be me.
Same. I agree.
But
I just want to be me.
20 years ago you couldn't do that.
I couldn't do it.
You had to go
I
into the
tried
pub.
it and I nearly starved.
Yeah.
I tried it. But I want to be, I'm going to be me now. I'm going to be me. Everything now is going to be my identity straight down the line. Everything just my stamp on it.
Full fair play to you.
Yeah. I can do it.
Because
Like.
you have done the 360. You were doing the pub gigs and doing all these.
Yeah.
And that's tough to do because
to
it
tell
can be
you the
soul
truth-
destroying as well, can't it?
Like you could be known as a fantastic cover artist for the rest of your life. You could probably play in the same 4 bars for the rest of your life, and you'll be still in the same people and that. And I just feel like you said, it's time to spread the music. And if anybody up in Galway or Dublin or Limerick folk clubs and say, Myles, you can go on before me there Thursday night, Tuesday night, whatever.
There's no better thrill.
Do it.
There's no better thrill. You're leaving your own. It's your own identity, you know.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's very important to me now.
But which came first for you, the songwriting or the poetry or the writing or?
I think I was writing songs, like, you know.
Yeah.
I was writing songs in between what I was doing, but I couldn't get a chance to do it. Like, I mean, he's talking about like a gig like starts when you wake up in the morning. Because you're saying, I can't do this now because I can't go to the beach now because the gig, I have to do the gig. Like, the gig isn't, it's a 24-hour thing, like, you know what I mean? And it's a thing, you have to do it because you're paying the mortgage. So I was always messing around with songs and I wrote, I suppose it all evolved from one song, a song I wrote about a lane in the Middle Parish, Broad Lane. And then stories evolved out of that, and then I said, you know, so like I'm delighted where I am.
And where did you start writing or when?
Me, I started playing instruments when I was about 8, and I started as a drummer. Actually, Sean Ford, the drum instructor, he passed away a couple of weeks ago, God rest him. And I was with him for a few years. Then I got a guitar when I was about 12. I wrote my first song then called Come Hold My Hand Son. That was the Grammy nominated song. But saying that now,
12 years old?
Yeah, but saying that now, like, I put it away for a long time. I just tip away at it and change it. Then when I went into the songwriting full time 3 years ago, I dug it out of I found a sack up in my grandmother's house up in the attic. I know all the songs were in it. Everything was in it. Everything. I was delighted. But I had other songs. I had other songs. But I write songs about things that I think should be sung about and things that should be remembered. Like the latest song I had, was Teddy McCarthy. Teddy Boy, I called the song. I read his book, said, do you know what? Nobody ever will do what Teddy McCarthy ever done again. Plus he was from Cork. And he went to the North Man too, and I said, yeah, and Glenmoire will be in the North Side shortly. So I said, Teddy definitely deserves a song.
Don't tell the people in Glenmoire that.
I throw the song for Teddy, and it was picked up. I went on the radio, got a few plays, and we were getting mails. So went all around the world. Again, I was saying, that's grand now. I have that one now, just went all around the world. Big Joe was viral, over 3 million combined. Coming off the back of that Irish folk album of the year, I won it before Christmas. Did the 2 Grammys in October, so I had a great run of it.
Things are going great for you.
So I'm writing away, but I just write about something. People normally say to me, "You off your game? I'm not singing about that." But it has to be sung, it has to be heard, and the songs have to live forever. Because I feel that our culture there's no one kind of carrying on. Like, what are we going to do when there's no more Finbar Fiore's banjo riffs been played, no more Christy Moore? There's only one Dubliner left, I think, John Sheehan. You have Damien Dempsey's keeping it alive above in Dublin. Declan O'Rourke is doing a few bits and pieces.
Brian Wakefield is doing a lot.
Yeah, well, I played support.
You're very much so, Brian. Actually,
I played support to Derek, and we had a good chat about how we were going to keep it alive. Yeah. And the last album I done a bit of rock music on it, and of course the supporters weren't really pleased with it, but it was my decision. I experimented with it, and it didn't work. And now I'm back with the Ellen Piper, banjo, myself and Keelan Kenny, Dan Callahan, Owen Turner, and we'll if we need a fiddle player, then we'll get a fiddle player.
And you started when you were 12?
Yeah, we kind of started back then, but the really heavy songwriting now, like the 7-day-a-week songwriting, I'm writing a song now at the moment called Knocknaheeny, because the people in Knocknaheeny asked me to write a song called Knocknaheeny.
Oh well.
And they need an anthem, so North Side Till I Die. And I said to them, I'm going to give you the same song as that type, because there's so much information, so the schools can sing it. And then I'll write it in a way then, if you're from Tala or Buncrana or you're from Myros, it doesn't matter.
You can change the word.
Because all you have to do is change Knocknaheeny. So the song, I have a club in Dublin.
You have a method for that, have you?
Yeah. There's a club in Dublin called Fionn Barras. They're singing North Side Till We Die. They asked me, his name was Niall Daly, he asked me could we sing your song and change it to us. And there's a motorcycle club above in Kilkenny called the Scruffy Necks MCC. And they have changed it now to Scruffy Necks Till We Die, but it's my music. And the club member, Alan is his name, and he asked me, is it okay if we do that?
But does somebody come along to you and say, look, this is the subject and you can write a song around it? Because you have a very different method. Yours is very romantic and flowery, I think.
Think so?
Oh, absolutely. I heard you practicing earlier, I was in floods of tears. The mascara was running and everything.
I suppose.
If you heard some of my songs, I'd say you'd be heading up to the 6 countries.
I only do what comes out of you, I'm totally outside the box. Good. That's the truth now. I'm totally. I'll never be cornered because I'm totally outside the box, And in the writing, in the poetry or anything like that, that's what I want to be, because that's where the original thoughts will come from. If you're conformed, I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be that way.
No, well, if you're in any way creative, and obviously you're creative musically, I'm not at all. I'm tone deaf.
So are you with design work?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I went through this whole college thing and the formal education and whatever, and it didn't work out as I hoped it would, right? Because third level education is a bit of a lie, really, to be honest, these days. But
explain that to me. How do you mean it doesn't work? It doesn't work out, and that's a bit of a lie.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work for a lot of people, really. It's what you're expected to do, and if you're in any way creative, it constrains you massively.
Absolutely.
So if you have to. I mean, obviously,
it's a ticking of a box exercise, is what you're saying.
In many ways, yeah. Okay. If you want to go and work in an office for the rest of your life, hating your job, I suppose that's the way to go. But clearly, you guys want to forge your own path and be, happier than, I suppose, the average person.
But does not graphic design give you that creativity as well?
Well, graphic design is part of the magazine that I have created, made, fishing magazine, because we didn't have a fishing magazine in this country. We didn't have a voice for anglers anymore, so I just made one from scratch. I didn't have a clue how to do it, but I just did it anyway and sort of went along.
And where's the magazine available?
It's off the Scale magazine. It's online at the moment.
Okay.
Which is where freely available for all.
A lot of magazines are after going.
Dedicate a massive, ridiculous, insane proportion of my life to it, and then give it away for free, which is nuts. But anyway, it's for the love of it, just like you guys. It's, you know,
but the music scene has gone the same. Like it's financially, I sold 13,000 copies of Kino in the first year.
Right.
I got €50 and the government took €1 at me for good measure. So I got €49 and like so you might as well be giving it away for free.
Well, this is the thing.
CDs are going out. The cars don't even have CD players anymore.
No. They're only your calling cards to get gigs, really. That's all.
I kind of find it's only the kind of the 40 up kind of people are the ones buying CDs off of me. I'm buying them in the shop and stuff.
Everyone else is Spotify and all these other.
But it's great. Spotify is great because you can track yourself. You can actually go into Spotify and find out exactly where in the world you have been listening to right now. Like the fella done it for me at Christmas there, and I see New York. It was people in the Philippines and off the coast of Brazil. Now I know they're Irish, and I could nearly tell you who they are. They're Irish guys working. They're working out.
But that's great. That's beautiful.
Right? And they're working with them with fellas we say from Carlo or from Clare or Cavan, whatever, and they're saying, "Who's your man?" And
that's great. Listen, that's brownie points galore. Like, you know?
I think that's absolutely fantastic, lads. I'm afraid I'm getting waves and all this sort of stuff from my cameraman here, Christian, who is also our tech expert and is the man that ruins my life every Tuesday night. I have to say, it is an absolute pleasure having you on. Bill, please keep us updated of what's going on, and we'll put it on our Facebook.
Absolutely.
Remember to like, share, love, and I think there's loads of competitions going on this week actually in the TV station for gazebos and all these sort of barbecues and all these sort of summer things while summer lasts this week alone. Pete, I've heard you practicing earlier. I think you're going to play us out tonight, and I'm really looking forward to hearing that. Could I just say, Myles, Pete, Bill, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you come on again soon, because I think we only touched on what the music industry is.
Thanks for having us.
Really, really enjoyed having you on. Really entertaining, guys. And don't sell yourself short. We're going to have to learn a musical instrument, the two of us. I feel totally inadequate. Thank you very much. And I'm going to send you over to Mr. Pete Duffy.
From the trees falling in the lane, hear a whisper of the wind through my window pane, and the boats that came to sing upon my garden wall keep telling me that winter's come and the snow it soon will fall. Every time I see the sun weaker in the sky, every time the rain comes down and the dark clouds roll on by, and the frost upon the ground when the day begins to dawn, telling me that winter's come and the snow it soon will fall. But winter is a time of change, the dark before the dawn, and with it comes a promise of a new age to be born. I have oft times wondered on the camp before the storm, the smile upon a mother's face when a new baby is born. So you see behind the cloud the sun it always shines, but it has to wait its turn till the summer gets in line. And that's the way it is with life, there's reason to it all, and beauty is a winter's day when the snow begins to fall. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. That's the way it is with life. There's reason to it all. And beauty is a winter's day when the snow begins to fall. Beauty is a winter's day when the snow begins to fall.